Is it really profitable as said? Dragon fruit farming in Kenya has sparked excitement among farmers. Its vibrant look and health benefit has driven the demand super high. Yet, in recent oversupply and a fall in prices, this has raised concern of whether it's profitable venture to get into. Now, in today's video, we feature your top 20 queries that you've been asking about dragon fruit farming. We cover regions, soils, varieties, planting seedlings, how you stick them, pest, maturity, markets, and we shall also give you a detailed profit cost analysis. Let's explore how or if Kenyan farming can manage to succeed with dragon fruit farming. And at the end of the day, make sure you don't leave without subscribing. To begin with, why dragon fruit farming in Kenya? Dragon fruit or pitaya is a crying cactus with a striking appearance. It has a pink or yellow skin with green scales. The flesh is white, red, or sometimes yellow with a tiny black seeds. Its mild, sweet taste resembles that of kiwi or even pear. In Kenya, demand is rising, especially in hotels, restaurants, and also in supermarkets. Export markets like China and even Europe offer high prices. But is this the case up to current? The crop suits Kenya climate, needing minimal water. However, oversupply has led to price drops, making this strategy not that much as profitable as it was said. Let's look at the best regions for dragon fruit farming, and especially for farmers who still insist on venturing into it. Dragon fruit thrives in warm, subtropical climates. These ideal temperatures range from 20 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. Now, Kenya's coastal areas like Mombasa and Malindi are perfect for dragon fruit farming. Some semi-arid regions such as Kitui, Baringo, and Garissa also work super well. Now, these regions, they get between 6 to 8 hours of sunlight daily. And a warning to many farmers, and especially those who are in cold regions like Nyeri: don't do this. Always choose locations with low wind to protect vines. And also, coastal sandy soils and also the semi-arid loamy soils are super ideal. So farmers in cold regions, this is not your fruit to do. Now, what type of the soil do dragon fruit prefer? It prefers well-drained soil, sandy loam or loam soils with a pH of 6 to 7.5 are the best. Poor drainage often tend to cause root rot. And don't forget to add organic manure to improve soil structure, and especially you can do at least 1 bucket. But as a rule of thumb, make sure you do a soil pH testing. If it's too acidic, apply lime. If it's too alkaline, you can add sulfur. Proper soil preparation always boosts yields. Yes. With that now considered, let's now look at the best dragon fruit variety for Kenya. While selecting the right variety that ensures success, here are the top variety in Kenya, and most of the time they are 3 of them. We have the Hylocelas uduntas, often known as the white fleshed. Now, it's pink red skin with fresh white and a mild flavor. It yields between 300 and 600 grams fruit, suitable for coastal and even semi-arid areas. We have the Hylocelas costalensis. Yes, lead fleshed, lead skin, deep, and lead fresh. It's sweeter taste and very ideal for premium markets. Now we have the other one, the Selenicelias magalanthus, or often known as yellow fleshed. It has a yellow skin, white fresh, and sweetest variety. It has high demand, but it requires cross-pollination. Now, choose your varieties based on the market demand and climate. Uduntas, or the one that we said it's the white fleshed, is the most common due to its adaptability. Most people tend to farm this because of its well adaptability. How do you plant dragon fruit? Planting dragon fruit is simple but requires care. Kindly farmers, take a paper and a pen and follow these steps. First, prepare the site, clear weeds and ensure good drainage. Dig holes on a spacing of 60 by 60 by 60 centimeters. That's the diameter of the hole. Add compost manure. This one you can mix with the topsoil, and at least one bucket will do better. Now plant the cuttings. Use at least 30 to 45 centimeter cuttings from the mature plant. You can dry the cuttings for 5 to 7 days to prevent rot. Then you bury 5 to 10 centimeters deep, keeping them upright. Don't plant it sideways. Plant at the start of the rainy season. This is the best timing, around March and May. At least this one will give you natural moisture. In those farmers who want to do it in dry regions, you can use drip irrigation for year-round planting. This will give you water all through. You can do a spacing of 1 meter by 2 meters to fit at least 2,000 plants, or even 2 by 2 to fit 2,000 plants. And while you plant 2 cuttings per hole. Okay. The main question at this point, how do you identify genuine seedlings? Now, fake or low quality seedlings tend to waste time and money. Genuine seedlings come from mature, healthy plants. Yes, and make sure you look for a thick green stems with no spots or damage. Cuttings of 30 to 45 centimeters long with at least one node. And it should not have any sign of pest or fungal infestation. Make sure that you also, if you are sourcing, source from reputable suppliers. Yes, such as Carlo. This one will give you some good seedlings. Avoid seedlings priced below 150. This one is too low and maybe at most time immature. Always inspect before buying, especially those farmers who buy and receive these seedlings as a parcels. And insist on checking where to buy seedlings. Make sure you buy from reliable suppliers for quality. And these top places, they are none other than Carlo. And if not Carlo, you can look for others, especially for farmers who are experienced with this. Often it will cost between 350 shillings and 1,000 shillings. Carlo provides certified seedlings either in Nairobi and also in Machakos. You can also look for other farmers, especially in online, but make sure you don't get conned. Make sure you look for farmers who are doing it so that you can be guaranteed of good quality seedlings, not people who have not done it before. And these are saying if at all you have to. Now, make sure you buy from established nurseries to avoid scams. Verify the supplier reputation through farmers forum. Ask other farmers, where did you buy yours? After planting, the next one is staking. Dragon fruit is a climbing cactus. It needs support to grow and produce fruits. Now, use these staking methods. These staking methods are one of the best. Concrete or wooden post. Install 2 to 2.5 tall posts next to each plant. Use a T-shaped or circular tops to support the vines. From then you have the training. Tie the main stem to the post as it grows. So as it gets bigger, tie. Cut the tip at the top to encourage branching. Once it reaches the top, cut to encourage branching. I'll make sure that you arrange your post in east-west arrows for maximum sunlight. Yes, from east to west. Sometimes costing can be expensive and can cost between 150,000 to 200,000 shillings per acre. However, this can manage to last for 20 years. Let's look at the pest and disease control. Dragon fruit faces few pests and diseases, and it's one of the reasons why it's loved by many. Some of these pests include the common one, the fruit flies, mealybug, thrips, and even scales. You can use the most effective insecticides such as billionaire or also profile. This one will help you in controlling some of these pests. Now, other diseases which are also common include anthracnose, stem rot, and also soft rot. Now, to ensure good management, ensure that the soil is well drained to prevent rotting, and also you can apply some fungicides against anthracnose. And usually as a rule of thumb, always disinfect your tools. Regular monitoring and sanitation reduces risk at all times. Destroy infected plants to prevent also the spread of these diseases to uninfected plants. After you've done that, you look at maturity and harvesting. Dragon fruit takes between 12 and 18 months to produce fruit from cutting. Seed-grown plants may take over 6 years. Flowers appear between 1.5 to 2 years after planting. They bloom at night and they need pollination. Manual cross-pollination often tends to boost yields. Fruits ripen in 30 to 50 days after flowering, and when you harvest, finally you do it when they are colored either red or yellow and slightly soft. Each plant can yield between 4 to 6 cycles yearly, producing 300 to 100 grams fruit. Farmers, when you're doing this, you have to check for market prices and places where you will sell your dragon fruit. And I usually advise farmers, do this even before you plant. Prices have been fluctuating since 2021. In 2021, one fruit was going for 800 to 1500 actually per kg. By 2025, actually this year, oversupply has dropped prices to 50 to 200 shillings per kilo in most markets. In off-season, especially in June and September, you may reach a higher prices of maybe 400 and above. And I think if you are a farmer and you're not in these up markets, such that you cannot manage to access urban markets such as Mombasa, Kisumu, and Nairobi, or even these high-end hotels, this may not be an ideal crop for you because you might end up being stranded with your fruits. If you cannot manage to access export markets such as the China and Europe, and if you cannot manage to access a cooperative, then just don't venture into it because you'll be very, very frustrated with your fruits, given that the amount of energy and the amount of money you invested into it. Now, what does the price drop reflect? It shows an oversupply, and that's why the pioneer farmers now are selling seedlings. And this suggests that the market is already saturated, because if it wasn't, they would be doing and expanding their acreage. Let's look at the profit cost analysis. How much will you make? Now, profits are for 1 acre, and 1 acre we said it will hold 2,000 plants given in a spacing of 1 by 2 meters or 2 by 2. Initial cost in year 1. These are the costs that you will incur in year 1 of your planting. Number one that we have on top of the list, and farmers, pick a paper and a pen, because at the end I will ask you a question. Seedlings, you need 2,000 cuttings at 350 shillings. That will cost you 700,000 Kenya shillings. You need staking, and here we said you're using concrete post. Given that one may cost around 1,000 shillings, so you will incur 150 to 200,000 shillings. Land preparation, that is clearing, compost, labor, that one will cost you 50,000 shillings. We also have irrigation. Yes, at times in the year it might be dry. Given that you installed a drip irrigation system, this one would have costed you at least 100,000 shillings. Oh, you also used fertilizers and pesticides, organic compost, or even manure. This one, at least it will manage to cost you 30,000 shillings. And remember that all these that you're doing, it requires what? It requires labor. That is planting and maintenance. And this one will also cost you around 50,000 shillings. Now, this means that your initial total cost of investment will be between 1 million and 1.1 million Kenya shillings. Yes. Let's look at the annual cost on year 2 to year 3. Now, on average, here the cost is usually between for watering and a little of maintenance around the farm. And now at this point, it may not cost you much, but it will cost you for maintenance alone. It will cost you between 100,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings, because that's almost a 10,000 labor per day for per month for your cashew. Then, given that you incur that, how much will you earn as a revenue, given that now you invested your 1 million to 1.1 in this one single acre? Now, in an acre, it can manage to yield between 8 and 12 tons per acre. That's around 8,000 and 12,000 kilograms. And what is the price? Let's look at the both. The price may be between 50 and 200 shillings per acre. This will give you a gross revenue, or the amount that you'll earn from the sales, between 400,000 to 2.4 million Kenya shillings. So what is your profit? Your profit will be an annual profit of 250,000 to 2.2 million Kenya shillings. So it will depend on the prices that you get. Now, break-even point, you will recover the initial cost in 2 to 3 years with good management. Plants can manage to produce fruits for 20 to 30 years, ensuring a long-term profit. But remember, market prices are not constant. They keep changing. So we ask, is dragon fruit farming really sustainable? Now, initial hype tend to promise high profits. Early farmers, they earned about 800 to 1500 shillings per kilo. Oversupply over the time has crashed prices to 50 shillings to 200 shillings per kilo. Many pioneers, like I have told you earlier, they are now selling seedlings instead of expanding their farms. And now this keeps us suggesting that the market is saturated, and this is a great challenge. However, for farmers with strategic management, you can manage to succeed, but you make sure that you focus on premium markets. Either you do export or even organic, but you have a ready market. You can also manage to do value addition. Either you produce jam, but remember, if you're investing over 1.1 million shillings in a single farm, you need to have a ready market so that you don't end up being frustrated and stranded with your produce. The oversupply has left many farmers giving up on this crop, and most of them have lost a lot of money on it, because in previous days, this fruit was only sold in supermarkets. Nowadays, it's being hawked on streets. Some brokers don't even want to buy. It's also very slow moving. You know, it's like a luxury fruit, and many people have never tended to accept it as such. So if you may be lucky and have a guaranteed market, it's a good fruit to do, and especially if you have an export market. But if you don't have an export market, you don't have a strategy on how you will sell your produce, then this may not be an ideal idea for you to invest into it. So for the farmers who are doing dragon fruit, tell us on the comment section, how has the market been? Has it given you some money? Is it growing? Is it shrinking? And for you farmers who have been thinking on investing into it, after watching this, what is your thought? Will you go ahead and invest? Let me know at the comment section. So thank you so much for watching. I was Kelvin Wairimo from Farmworks Kenya. Farmworks Kenya is an agricultural solution where we offer realistic solution. So before you leave, make sure that you subscribe, and also you share this with other farmers. We shall tell you that this is the only way that you can help us empower as many farmers as possible. If you have any question, query, or comment, make sure that you leave it at the comment section, and we shall answer you. Thank you, and let me see you then.